designer in New York. It was like amazing that I am behind a big fashion show. But then you keep going, and I had done it myself, but this past September for Fashion Week, I met two big designers. And one said, I want you to make this bag for me, and I'm going to take it to Europe.
Welcome back to the Foxworth Theory. I am Eugenia Foxworth with part 2 of our chat with Milagros Batista, artist, creator of knitwear and crochet designs, and CEO of Batista Collections in New York. Now, Milagros, your fashions have been featured in Harlem, Washington Heights, Brooklyn, as well as New York Fashion Week, and electronic media on a global scale. Walk us through that experience. How exhilarating is it to see the manifestation of your vision on the New York runway?
Coming from asking friends, you have a space in the at a gallery, and yes, you can make a fashion show here. Then I met a person who found me in my studio and said, you need to be out there. We had a fashion show in 116 in Harlem. From there, met Princess, the
Brownstone.
Invited me to come to the Brownstone. That was my first. And then I did a fashion show. I saw this woman having an uptown fashion week. I didn't want to do it in Washington Heights, but when she said that she having it in the Dominican Republic, I jumped to the Dominican Republic. And then I did Fashion Week with Cesar Galindo, very famous designer in New York. It was like amazing that I am behind a big fashion show. But then you keep going, and I had done it myself, but this past September for Fashion Week, I met two big designers. And one said, I want you to make this bag for me, and I'm going to take it to Europe. And there he go in Europe showing those crochet. But then when here, I was introduced to a big event, I would say a big event, or something that I thought, okay, just go and make 4 pieces for this fashion show. And then I am in the middle of a big operation where there are about 100 people working, and I am the little one, just with my needle and crochet, and the next time I see it, my pieces is in a big string in New York City. For the big, for me, it was the biggest fashion show during Fashion Week in New York.
Well, I will just add something in. I saw you on Fox News, not you, but your fashion, and that was 2 years ago.
Yes.
And they had your designs there. Later, I had a magazine, Vogue, that your fashions were in, the cover. You're very modest about where you've been shown, and you're not just local and in the village of Harlem. You have expanded. I know your fashion was in Paris because someone else had taken your things, a gentleman, to Paris. So your clothing has been going many places. You have knitted for illustrious celebrities, including Melba Moore. She wore your collection for her CD cover photo shoot. How exciting was that moment?
That was exciting. First, I get invited as a designer for a photo shoot with Melba Moore. I forget all of that. I was excited meeting her, but then when I see it in a cover, I say, oh my God, this is really was the purpose of having. So now I go to Melba Moore social media every day when I see how many people like my piece. And I continue comparing it with other pieces that she show or that she present. My piece is in the top high on people who likes those pieces. So it is exciting. This year has been a great year for people putting me out there or using and wearing my clothing. And it's going. I feel it's going. It had been, but now it's moving to.
And I feel that someone I call my maestro had a lot to do with this year. And on that note, this segment of the Foxworth Theory is sponsored by 12-3 Productions. The film, False Pretenses, is now available for download, purchase, and streaming. Go to www.falsepretensesthemovie.com for more information. And it is sponsored by Batista Collections, the home for fine and elegant knit fashions and designs. Go to www.batistacollections.com to see more. We are going to take a short break, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Hear that? It's the good stuff, huh, Keith?
We gonna get to the bottom of this shit tonight.
Welcome back. We are with Milagros Batista, artist and CEO of Batista Collections of knitwear and crochet designs. Now, Milagro, you have had many proud moments, like the Melba Moore experience that you expressed earlier on, that have touched your heart, literally. One of them is the heart-to-heart exhibit from your 9/11 work at the Smithsonian Museum. How does it feel to be honored on this level?
Well, now you're changing my position as a designer, as my other position that I had taken as my role and my contribution to the to society. I am a social worker, but again, that piece that you just mentioned, that I would say I was identified by one of the people that during 9/11 dedicated time to survivor, and that was part of my work at Alianza Dominicana. I was the director of the impact that 9/11 and also Flight 587, which was an airplane that 2 months after 9/11.
Okay, so you were involved, you're getting too emotional.
Yeah.
So why don't we go to the part how you were invited to exhibit this piece and what was the piece?
Okay. The piece again is about that no matter what kind of work you do, the art is part of it. And what we did as the therapy for the children that lost a loved one was that we created, instead of having them talk, created space for them to draw, to paint.
And crochet?
And crochet, no. The crochet was one part. We did crochet and we did quilt. But the part that impacted the curator that came to the community to interview the work I did, and they ask you how they found that, how I came about to be the person that they were looking for, so that can be part of the memorial for the 20th anniversary. When then they tell you, show me what you did, that people continue talking about you 20 years later. So what I found was pictures that kids from 5 to 12 painted as part of their therapy. And at the end of of 6 months, come the first year, the first anniversary. And as part of the culture, you do a ritual. You do Hora Santa, but as in the organization, you cannot do and present saints and prayer.
But what fashion piece? I'm excited about the fashion.
Was that we had an exhibit. But an exhibit was part of the ritual. We created a table. We created an altar. And around the altar, instead of having saint, we did all the painting that the children painted during that time.
How beautiful.
It was like they got
phenomenal.
Infected.
Yes.
They did the work. And guess what was they painted? What was the painting about?
I don't know.
The Twin Tower.
Oh, it was. Oh,
the Twin Tower.
Okay.
I have one person asking them, what is that? It was the two tower, and then a bird flying.
But as I said, you are an artist.
Yeah.
All artists do what they feel from inside.
Yeah.
You're an artist that does fashion. Now, finally, on a lighter note, I read something that professional knitters call themselves yarnies, meaning they may knit or crochet, but overall they just love yarn. Do you agree, or do you have a term of your own?
You do. I agree.
You agree?
Yarning. Let me show you how yarning means to me. Look at the skirt.
It's beautiful.
You know how many different yarn are here?
I don't know.
5.
5. Oh.
5. So yarning, you take 5 different yarn, you put them together, and then you create a piece of cloth. That is yarning.
Well, this is really, if you might say, this is so heavy.
It's heavy.
And it's so
It's especially for
soft.
this weather.
Yes.
I am sweating.
But-
I have all the yarn, the fabric that you need for this type of weather.
Well, now I know why they call you Yarnies. Now, on that note, I want to thank Milagros Batista, artist, creator of a line of knitwear and crochet designs, and CEO of Batista Collections. The Foxworth Theory airs Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 p.m. I am Eugenia Foxworth. Thank you for watching, and thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Hear that? It's the good stuff, huh, Keith?
We gonna get to the bottom of this shit tonight.
Hi, this is Eugenia Foxworth. Thank you so much for tuning into the Foxworth Theory. We are celebrating going into our 3rd season. Can you believe that? We are opening our doors to sponsorships for the Foxworth Theory. For more information, go to thefoxworththeory.com or email us at pr@thefoxworththeory.com. Thank you.